And that was one of my real aha moments that said, son of a gun, this isn't just conjecture, this is the real thing. Now, people ask, is there a list of the most lectin-rich foods? No, there isn't. We know which foods have more lectins. We know which foods have less lectins. And we also know that way long time ago, we used to have a defense system against lectins in our microbiome. There are a lot of our gut buddies that like to eat lectin-containing foods. There's, believe it or not, gluten-eating bacteria. There are oxalate-eating bacteria. Unfortunately, as I've written about in all my books, one of the 7 deadly disruptors is the use of antibiotics, broad-spectrum antibiotics that we take, that we feed our animals. And 70% of all the antibiotics produced in the United States are fed to animals to fatten them up. And those antibiotics are in us, and those kill off our protective gut microbiome. So that's just one of the factors why we're far more sensitive to lectins in plants than we were 50 years ago when broad-spectrum antibiotics came out. Now, let's move on to why the yes and no food lists change, often with every one of my books. There are a class of lectins that I decided not to write about when I wrote The Plant Paradox, because it's bad enough me telling you where all these lectin-containing foods are and what lectins they contain. But there's a class of lectins that are called aquaporins. And I finally decided, because it was time, to tell you about aquaporins. Now, many of you who had high school biology may remember that plants breathe through pores in their leaves. And they move water vapor in and out through these pores, and they move oxygen out of their pores and carbon dioxide in their carbon dioxide sinks. Those pores are controlled by a protein called an aquaporin, water pore. Get it? Plants also have aquaporins in their stems and their roots to move water, and they're basically locks in a canal. It turns out that you and I have aquaporins in the wall of our gut. We have them in our blood-brain barrier.